So there's different thoughts out there. Like, be curious to have your opinion. Like, how often should a man ejaculate?
Yeah, there is some charts on this,
Mm.
and within the Taoist understanding of it goes as follows: that when a man is in his 20s, that he can ejaculate every 4 days. The body renews its ability to ejaculate when he's in his 20s. When he's in his 30s, the body's ability to renew itself is every 8 days. When he's in his 40s, the body's ability to renew itself is every 16 days. And when is in his 50s, the body's ability to renew it is every 32 days. So within the Tantric tradition, there is a belief that if a man over 50 shouldn't, for his own health, ejaculate more than once a month. When a man's in his 40s, that he shouldn't ejaculate more than once every 2 weeks. When he's in his 30s, not more than once a week. And then when he's in his 20s, once every 3 or 4 days, and still remain healthy. The idea there is that when a man ejaculates, an extreme amount of energy goes out. I mean, this is his seed power. That seed contains his very essence. It actually, according to the Taoist tradition, contains energy from all his organs, from his brain, from his lungs, from his kidneys, from his heart, from his whole essence is encased in that seed, and is then gifted in order to create this new life. And not only that, on a physical level, the ejaculate has got proteins, minerals, hormones, vitamins. A huge amount of physical matter is depleted from the body with an ejaculation. As you get older, the body's ability to regenerate this gets less and less and less. Now, so that's one of the reasons why, as a man gets older, his ability to get aroused sexually decreases, because if his body is used to ejaculating from arousal, then the body itself builds as like in a kind of condition. It gets conditioned to associate arousal and depletion. And so as the man gets older, the body is less likely to create an arousal state because it has conditioned depletion with that arousal state, which is where Tantra comes in to re-educate the body and to change that conditioning. And so if by starting to engage with Tantra where there is no ejaculation, where you save the energy and bring that into the body, it actually is a strengthening and an empowerment of the body, and the body actually gets a fuel. It's a kind of it becomes a fuel for the body. So the body then becomes conditioned through Tantra to actually becoming energized and enlivened by sexual arousal. And in that case, the body starts conditioning arousal with an energized state, in which case the body begins to experience states of arousal much more frequently. So a tantric male doesn't experience as much of a reduction in sexual arousal as he gets older. In fact, it actually increases because his body gets conditioned to arousal as fuel. And so it's one of the really significant aspects of rejuvenation practice. It has been regarded within esoteric traditions in ancient cultures for thousands of years that this recycled sexual energy is the most powerful rejuvenation energy that a man has got. And on this subject, I know women who cycle their sexual energy within their own bodies, and they are the ones that tend to look really, really young despite how old they get. One ex-girlfriend of mine, it was actually phenomenal how young she could look. Sometimes, this is a woman in her 40s, and sometimes she looked like she was 16. I kid you not. And her secret was that when I said to her, "How do you do this?" Her answer was, I learned when I was young how to cycle my sexual energy into my cells, and how to rejuvenate myself using sexual energy. So So some people know it, some people do it, and that's how they stay young. And I think that if you do any research on this, you'll see that that's a pretty common thing.
Wow.
That rejuvenation is one of the byproducts of tantric practice.